For those that come in late, which always happens, they can just watch the replay. We're going to cover how we went from $0 to $20,000 a day within 5 days. I'm going to try and keep this really simple. Hopefully it's simple enough that anyone can do it, no matter what your skill level is. And let's get started. First thing we did is just set up a generic test fan page. And as an example, we threw a bunch of products on here. We're going to see the shoes. You're going to see random products. These things could be different. They could all be mugs. They could all be t-shirts. They could all be different pieces of jewelry. We ran a small test ad. After we had picked these out, we just did a search for unique products. This ball that skips on water. This thing's pretty cool. I think Dan was telling me that these things are 3 cents. They lock in position so you can stand your phone up. It's pretty cool for sitting on your desk. All kinds of things, little drones. We threw mugs on here. And we ran a small budget of just $5 to each one. That's what we did on day one. And all we wanted to do was check the engagement to see. We did our best targeting, which was very, very basic. And the nice thing is when we test and we set up an audience and we find, a product that they really love, well, we don't have to worry about, traditionally you would find a product and then you try and find the people. But when we go through the testing and we find something that really takes off, we already know the targeting. All we have to do is turn it into a product, because at this point, all we did was grab the images. There's no links. There's nothing on here. And you'll see all the products. I don't know how many we put on here. And there's a few that we could have actually ran with. In our case study, we're just going to cover one product. But I'll show you some of the ones that would have done well if we decided to go out and sell them. And I think we can start, right here. This one, complete dud. This one here, nice and strong. Remember, it's only $5, so to get a share and to get these likes, I'm just looking at likes, comments, and shares just to get an overall feel of how they're engaging with the product. This one here, we've got 5 comments. We've got, 17 likes. This one is not bad. I think that I could sell that one without a problem. Belt buckles to the Harley riders. This one, really nice and strong. We've got 3 comments. We've got 28 likes, and we've got 3 shares. I could have easily went with belt buckles. Initially, when I put these up, I don't even know where I'm going to get them. I just find some cool items, throw them on here, and do my test. And when I see something that takes off, I then go and source. And I like to look on places like Etsy for unique products, and for sourcing products, I tend to go with AliExpress. Let's take a look. Nothing on this one. This one, not very good. This one was terrible. No good. This one here was actually not too bad, which was this type of t-shirt, Uncle t-shirts. Not bad. This one here, we could have done extremely well with this product, which is a pillowcase. Because when we take a look, we've got 11 shares, we've got 4 comments, and we've got 36 likes. The pillowcase is really strong. So I could have went with a pillowcase, I could have went with a onesie, I could have went with those two. The old illuminated toilet bowl. We could have done something with that. Not the strongest. This one here is okay. We definitely could have went with a mug because, I mean, we've got 34 likes. We've got 4 comments. Could have easily done well with this mug. Just to get a new design made, throw it up there. The drone, nothing. This, nothing. This one here, share, a couple comments, few likes, not that strong. Nothing on this one. This one was okay. This one here, actually not too bad. 11 comments and a share, 14 likes. This product we could have used. But looking at it, we had 51 comments, a share, and 100 likes, so it was easy to see which one was the winner. And we're going to base the case study around what we did with the shoes. We went and sourced out a supplier who makes the shoes. Now, do we have to run this all day long? No, if we find a couple right off the bat that just take off, we can just kill all the ads, take those 2 products and run with them. This one took off very quickly, so we actually had the design made. It's a very simple design. You know, it doesn't take much of a graphic artist to make this design. We set up the, or we got him working on the design, so we were ready to go. We set it up. This was still at the end of day 1. And we got ready to run it the next morning. We set up the same targeting that we used for the testing, so we knew that we were going to get really good engagement. We set up a basic campaign, and before we do that, if you need ideas, if I'm going to test t-shirts, I'll just grab 10 or 15 from Teespring, slap them on a site like this with no links and just say, hey, would you buy this? We can use any type of engagement here. Comment below if you think this is awesome. Give us a like if you think this is cool. Anything that's going to draw some engagement. So I could have just went and grabbed 10 t-shirts off of here if I want to know what my audience wants to buy. I could have just quickly grabbed 10 of these. Right-click, copy, save it, throw it up, and away we go. You can test mugs. Go to any of the sites that sell mugs. You know, any of the sellers. Just grab them, slap them on, and just see what kind of engagement you get. You're going to find the strong ones. Okay, so at the tail end of day 1, we set up a campaign. And throughout our case study, we're going to be using T-Rex, and I'll tell you why we use T-Rex as we go. But the very first thing that I did is I didn't build out my entire product line. I just quickly threw up the product itself. There's 4 choices here, and let it run. I set up my ads. At the end of day 1, we had made $600 in sales. Sorry, that's the end of day 2. It was the first day of running the ads. On day 2, this was the only thing that was happening. This was running. When we saw it was starting to sell, we quickly rolled out the additional products. Now, this is an example site. This isn't the site that we're selling on.
Ken, are you there? I don't have audio. Can everybody hear me? Everybody can hear me, but we can't hear you, Mr. Anderson. Hmm. I don't know what's going on. It's not good. Okay. He's busy selling, yeah. I know. Um, yeah. Let's see here.
Can you hear me now?
Now I can hear you. Yeah.
It's a go-to issue.
No.
Okay, so where did we lose audio?
Um, I'm
Well, I'll
not sure.
just go back to this screenshot here.
Okay.
Okay, so when we added our products, we added things like the tote bag, we added a pillowcase, once again, very simple designs, handbag, another style of a tote bag. We added a piece of jewelry, some t-shirts. And once again, this is not the site that we're selling from. We do protect that domain, but this is a copy of what we did. So it gives you an understanding that, when we test something and we see something that's taking off, we're still building it out in steps. The first day when we ran this thing, we just had the basic shoes on there. When they started to sell, we then loaded up the products. And what happens is when we run an ad, and I'm going to show you what the ad would look like, very simple ad. We don't have a price on here. And what happens is when people land on this site and they go, oh my goodness, shoes, $55.95. I mean, I absolutely love this, but I'm not paying $55.95. Well, that's where the other products come in. People will settle for cheaper if they don't have the money for the shoes. So we try and make sure that they have choices. Because if you're running a whole bunch of traffic and the only thing they can buy is $55 shoes and $10 for shipping, 65 bucks or whatever it works out to be, not everybody's going to want to spend 65 bucks. And that's why we put things in like the pillowcases and the t-shirts and of course, using T-Rex, I will mention this, that when we use T-Rex and we've done a comparison with Shopify, we've mirrored the setup, the exact same campaigns, the same ad budget, the same ads. When we compared the two side by side, when we made our decision, T-Rex did 2.6 times more sales than Shopify. And that's with having all things equal. The nice thing here is we can mix and match any product on here that we want, and we can set the suppliers. So, for example, on here we're dealing with 3 or 4 different suppliers. Every night at midnight, T-Rex is going to shoot the orders off. For example, if it was the necklace, the jewelry, that's going to a different supplier. That's one of the reasons why we can do so much better than Shopify. There, each item has to be its own product. You're going to have to create, 12 different campaigns because these are all different products. So we did much, much better using T-Rex, and I'll just quickly show you one more reason. This is one of the few items or platforms that's going to allow you to upsell at the time of checkout. This is where we hit them with the offer. If they pick up 3 items, they get free shipping. And that's where we tend to find that if they bought the shoes and they go, oh my goodness, my shipping is $10.90. I'll throw in a couple more items. So, whether they say they want 3 necklaces, or they want 2 necklaces and they want to add something, this is really easy for them to add the item. You know, they can click on it, and we're not even talking about the personalization here. We're just talking about the ability to get more sales. Let's take a look. Let's just say they wanted 2 necklaces. We now have 3 items. It now calculates the free shipping. And it says 100% shipping discount has been applied. Of course, we're using PayPal and Stripe, so we take credit cards and PayPal. This system is automated, and if we're going to scale things up, we really need to have something that's automated. So let's get back to it. Once we added these additional items to the campaign, let me just go back to the main page here. When we added these extra items and we scaled up a little bit, this was on our 3rd day, we were running the various items, scaled up our budget, our campaign a little bit, and we ended up hitting $1,200 in sales. So we had doubled. Day 2 we did 600, day 3 we're at $1,200 in sales. So what we did for day 4, and when I say day 4, we probably did the work late on day 3, so we were ready for day 4. On day 4, it was running. So what we did is we added new campaigns. And those campaigns, we knew that the shoes were hot. If we had some decent designs, we would take a risk and scale the new ones up at the same time as the softball shoes. And I'll show you what we did. Every night, just before midnight, is when I'm adding my ad sets, when I'm scaling up. Every morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, I'm in Pacific time zone with my ad account, so every morning at 10 o'clock, I'm deleting the loser ad sets that did not work. So at night, I'm adding to it. In the morning, I'm taking away from it. So for day 4, we wanted to be ready, and what we did was, let me see, where do we have this one? Let me see if I can find this. Just give me 1 second here. I'm hoping that I can find this. Oh, I can. Well, let's take a look. So we were ready for day 4. We had some designs made. We did the Hawaiian shoe. We did a camera shoe. We did the blocks of cheese for the Green Bay Packers fans. We did some chicken shoes. We did the what are these, corgis. We did the little wiener dogs, whatever you call those things. We did pugs, and we did one for the motorbikers. So on day 4, we were ready to run with these designs, and we took a risk and scaled these. Some of them wouldn't take off, and some would. So when we ran this, at the end of day 4, our sales were running around just a little under, or just a little over 7,800. We quickly had those designs done. We were all over it. On day 5, all we did was scale the winners and deleted the losing campaigns. All we did was scale things up. Anything that was working, we just boosted it. And by the end of day 5, we were at 20,000. It was just a little bit under 20,500. Now, nothing that we did on here was rocket science. You know, it was very simple. We just found the product that was working, and then over the next, over a 5-day period, we just worked on adding some new designs, scaling it, and adding products. If we had been doing this in Shopify, I'm not sure that we would have made it past the first day. There's a chance, but because we could only show one product at a time, even though we had for these going. We may have just went with the ladies low cut. We may have made some sales, but certainly not the $600. So because we use T-Rex, we were actually able to scale this very quickly and be very efficient. At night, add some ad sets. In the morning, get rid of the duds. Once again, even when we added all of these designs, some of these designs did not do well. In fact, I don't think we sold one. This one really surprised me. I don't think we sold any of the little cheese blocks, the cheese head. And I don't think we sold any of the Hawaiian shoes. But this one here really surprised me. You know, at the same time, I was very surprised when the designer, when I said, make me some chicken shoes, and he did shoes with tractors and you know, he did all kinds of different things, you know, as time was going on. But when I looked at the chicken shoes, I wasn't sure that we would sell any chicken shoes, but believe it or not, there's a really big following for pet chickens. I've never heard of such a thing, but apparently people have pet chickens, and they love chickens. The pugs, I thought that one would do well because it looked pretty cool. The old wiener dogs, I wasn't convinced on that, and the corgi, I really didn't know. One thing that I realized was the fact that, you know, when I look at these shoes, I don't know who would wear these shoes, really. I mean, to me, they're ugly. They're yellow with the red laces. I know that's the international color for girls softball, but to me, they were still ugly. But they sell like crazy. And the other designs, we had some of the other designs that went absolutely crazy during the 5 days. We run the sales still, you know, we're still selling our stuff every single day. We're hoping that December is going to be a monster month for us. And we'll do this in 2 parts. I see that there's people that don't have T-Rex and are asking about T-Rex. So I'll take some questions now about the scaling up.